I'm going to tell you right now, Chinese and Asians, they are the white man's #1 ally in America. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They are the cream of the crop of the immigrants. Oh, yes. They flooding Chicago with too many Latinos is giving me eerie feelings, brothers and sisters. They flooding Chicago with a lot of anti-African Latinos, and we just need to be ready for whatever, Chicago. We just need to be ready for whatever. Brothers and sisters, we're going to start having black survival conferences. We're going to have black survival. This decade we are in right now, the 2020s that began with COVID, they kicked the decade off with the pandemic to elders. They kicked the decade. They kicked the decade off with the pandemic to smash our elders up. They got LGBTQ, they got the multicultural agenda. Most of you Negroes are too to realize the multicultural agenda. Let me tell y'all why the multicultural agenda is so important in my final 8 minutes, because I'm going to bed at midnight. I gotta be up at 4. I get 4 hours of sleep. I'm on the liberation trail. I can't sleep. South Africa, where you at? Ethiopia, where you at? Listen, the reason they have to push the multicultural agenda right now, understand, understand. The reason they need to multiculturalize the American African right now is so you will be oblivious. They want the American African to be oblivious to the takeover of your community by browns and yellows. Did y'all hear what I said? They need you to be multicultural so you will pay no attention to the taking over of your community by brown people and yellow people. This is why the multicultural agenda is so important to the white power structure. They need black people to feel inclusive. They want you to feel diversity and inclusion. So when they come into Chicago and take over your schools and take over your businesses and take over your social services, you won't say nothing because it's being done in the spirit of inclusion and diversity. So why don't they send them to the white neighborhoods? Why don't they send the migrants to the white neighborhoods and let the white people deal with the spirit of inclusion and diversity? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Don't y'all see all this is related? We're going to kick black people out with brown people and yellow people. We're going to kick black people out with brown people and yellow people, but we don't want black people to recognize that these people are agents of white supremacy. We don't want black people to recognize these people are agents of white supremacy. We don't want black people to recognize these people are agents of white supremacy. So we're going to drown them in the propaganda of multiculturalism and diversity. And you Negroes are falling for it. The hell? Since we want to be so diverse with the black cartoon movies, I want Iron Man to fall in love with a black woman. I want Thor to fall in love with a black woman. I want Wonder Woman to fall in love with a black man. I want Catwoman to fall in love with a black man. Since it's okay for the black heroes to fall in love with puppies and bunnies, if it's okay for the black heroes to fall in love with puppies and bunnies, if it's okay for the black heroes to fall in love with puppies and bunnies, then let the white heroes fall in love with brothers and sisters. I said, let the white heroes fall in love with brothers and sisters. Why we don't hear that multiculturalism no more? What happened to the diversity talk? What happened to the diversity talk? Huh? See, soon when we flip it, all of a sudden it don't work no more. It only works on Negroes because we wimps and we simps and we let them do whatever they want to do to black folks. And then you get the Asian man who shot the black boy. I'm going to tell you right now, Chinese and Asians, they are the white man's #1 ally in America. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They are the cream of the crop of the immigrants. Oh, yes. They are more important than the migrants. They are more important than the Afghanis. They right up there with the Ukrainians, the Chinese and the Japanese. They are America's #1 white replacement. Oh, yes. So we're going to fight. I'm telling you, we're going to have to go to war with them too. We have no friends in Chicago. I don't want to be alarmist, but I do want my Chicago family to be stay. I don't trust it. They pumping too many of them into your city. Chicago, always be ready. Chicago, always be ready for. I want my Chicago gangs. Make sure you start teaching the people how to. Just in case. We don't want no violence. We don't want no violence. We don't want no violence. But I want my Chicago gangs to start people and organizing the people in case something pop off. I don't like it. They flooding Chicago with too many Latinos is giving me eerie feelings, brothers and sisters. They flooding Chicago, and I ain't got nothing against the Latino people. It's not about that. We got Latino Africans who part of the African family who we love. You understand me? We got Latino Africans in the family, but they flooding Chicago with a lot of anti-African Latinos, and we just need to be ready for whatever, Chicago. We just need to be ready for whatever, Chicago. This is your big brother. If you need to reach me, you know the number, 215-989-9858. 215, you can text message me, don't call me. 215-989-9858. Podcast interviews, text my cell. I've been getting some requests for podcast interviews. They will not be free. Free is over with. I'm the most requested, most relevant, most revolutionary. Free is over with.